Hello, hi. My name is Tarina Hines. Um, I basically um, am a fan of Denzel Washington. I always liked his movies. He used to play in Malcolm X. He used to play in Philadelphia, you know, Ricochet. There was a lot more other movies he played in. A lot of people says that he's like the best actor out there. If he worked with Spike Lee, he was uh, quite fortunate with Spike Lee. Um, and throughout the time, that motivated me to want to be an actress. And when I seen the movie Philadelphia, it motivated me to like or wanted to be a lawyer, you know. And that's what actors do. They motivate you to want to be successful, in so many things. They able to move in so many through so many characters. One of the best actors or best actress, you will see them winning, and they are so good they can turn it on, turn it off. Able to flow through different characters. Like I said, when I first seen Ricochet when I was little, I seen a movie called Ricochet, and I really didn't like Denzel Washington playing in that movie because have you noticed that when black people act as drug addicts or criminals or um, any type of crooked cop, or just like in let's see, in Training Day, he acted as a crooked cop, and then he got basically more ratings in being a bad guy than a good guy. Malcolm X, I don't think he really got honored for playing Malcolm X or becoming him in that movie Malcolm X. In Training Day, he got more props in that, and he was acting as a bad guy. They always do that. They make the best people become the bad ones in a movie. And then they say that some people say that in Training that he was probably possessed because how great he act that that scene, that part, that character. But I'm gonna go back to Ricochet. Now, what I didn't like about that movie is him being a drug addict. That they had to break him. It's like the person in that movie, the character, he had a issue with a predator, with a enemy that was the opposite culture of him. If you could Google Ricochet and read about it, or go on YouTube, you will basically see what I'm talking about. Notice in the movie, he was a lawyer. He was a lawyer that was being broken down by an opposite culture, by an enemy. Now, there's a lot of people, that movie, when I seen that movie as a little girl, I closed my eyes, and that scene stayed in my head, when he was being broken down by someone that was jealous of him. They didn't like him. They didn't like him being successful. There's a lot of people out there in the world that is being opposite culture, breaking another culture down based on racism or prejudice, or just a revenge on a person. There's a lot of people going through that, being broken down out of their character being from strong to weak, you know, it's out there. It happens. That scene, the movie Ricochet just stayed in my head because I believe that a lot of cultures go through it. A lot of black cultures go through it. The other cultures, or with even their own kind, black on black crime. It happens like that, when you see another successful black woman or another successful black man, and then you see another black man that don't like the successful black man, and they could be the same culture too, and this one that hates the successful one can be the one that is probably an inmate or a drug dealer or a gangster. Okay, it can happen like that. Black on black crime can happen. It's something about the success that make the bad guy look at the good guy like, wow, I want to be him. Or I could take this person down. What is their weakness? What do they lack? When you're looking at an enemy, or when an enemy comes towards you, they want to know what you lack. What is your weakness? A lot of people don't care about your weakness, not your weakness. They don't care about your weakness because we all know you're human. Okay? But when you got a person that's focusing more on your downfall and your weaknesses, that's a person you might want to leave alone. Leave them alone. Honey, yeah, I'm up with my son. I'm up packing my stuff, and as you can see, I'm moving. I have some packing to do. Have my suitcases over here. My kids' suitcases. I have some things to do. So that's why I'm still up. But yeah, it's really deep. It's really deep how some people could be. And I remember on that movie, I cried a little bit. I cried on Ricochet. I did cry on that because there's a lot of people that go through that. They become strong, from strong to weak in another person's eyes, or another person is breaking them down, which I experienced before. I experienced that before myself, by getting bullied. I'm dealing with it right now with another culture. I've been dealing with it in Tucson, Arizona, which I'm happy to leave because I've been dealing with it for so long. Of someone breaking down my lifestyle. And I'm praying to God that this person get caught, because that movie really stood in my head, because I know that there's people out there like that. That they look at someone and they get mad at the strength. They get mad at your motherhood. They get mad at you being a wife to your husband. They get mad at your education history. They get mad at the finance, and they want to say you broke after taking your ideas. You got people out there that's like that. They'll take somebody else's ideas and start making money, and things like that. Leave the original person behind. That's another breakdown. It happens. Things like this happens every day, of people not liking themselves. Or want to be like someone else, or want to see somebody else fall weak. You want to see their lacks. But thank you for listening. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Tarina Hines.